Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monza, because we are here for the third time this week for the the Italian Grand Prix for Tier 3, the most chaotic tier. We are hoping for torrential downpour, because why not? What are we going to get for the qualifying session? 18 minutes of the fastest laps on this calendar, and it is going to be dry. It is dry for qualifying. Well, it's not all over yet. We need to see what it's going to be for the race here. But we have 16 drivers here today in this 18-minute qualifying. Ignore the Q1 in the top left. That is incorrect. It is not qualifying one. But I'm going to get this up and that. No, that. There we go. McLaren have some drivers, unlike in Tier 2. We have two drivers. My reserve driver and my main driver are here. We also have two Hasses, two Alpha Tauris, two Williams, two Aston Martins, two Alpines, and I think two Mercedes and an Alfa Romeo. I think I got all that right. And a Ferrari as well. But out of everyone, I think it is Vasilev leading the way. And he's going to be, well, at the moment, the first one to start a flying lap here in qualifying. So we're going to stay on board, or stay watching him for the time being. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. I've been to a zoo today. I've seen polar bears for the first time. It's crazy. Crazy times. But Vasilev rounding his way through the first Lesmo into the second. And down on the run now. Down and then back up the hill to Ascari. Vasilev, by the way, after having a great season last season, it has to be said, currently sat P5 in the standings on 35 points only. A good chunk away from that top of the championship that's currently being led by the Haas driver of Ice Cream, who is here today. 99 points go to him, and Haas currently sat at the top of the constructor standings as well with 140 points. So a big gap there down to Alpine on 87. So Haas are in a very comfortable position right now, and it has to be said, so is Ice Cream. 46 points, or 48 points ahead of Sharma, who's P2 in the drivers at the moment. So I'm sure Haas will be looking for a fairly safe end to the season. And here we go then, down into the first braking zone. Turn 1, a very committed corner. You have to get it perfectly spot on. You can lose a lot of time on exit there as well. And here we go then, through the Curva Grande. Keeping it as close to that white line on the inside as you can. It's free lap time there for anyone that goes through it. It's purple sector 1, of course, for Vasilev, the first driver to start a lap here. And through the first chicane then. Back on the power as we come to the first Lesmo. A little bit off the apex there, but still nicely done from the Alpine driver. Into the second now, a little bit slower than the initial Lesmo, but pretty nicely done there. And a great exit down the hill, and with the DRS, flies under the bridge, the Eat Pasta Ride Faster bridge, as I like to call it. And into Ascari we go. A little bit of grass down on the right hand side. I think that might have sent him a little bit deeper than what he was hoping into the Ascari chicane, but navigated it nicely. It's going to be a good banker here. He's just got one more corner to go, which everyone knows it is Parabolica, so it is Parabolica. I don't know why they bothered changing the name. But here we go then. Through the final corner, back on the power, a little bit wide. Not using all the track there, but still a great banker from the Alpine, and across the line it's a 19.9. Now I think we're going to see somewhere between the low to mid 19s here, and the championship leader goes to the top of their timings, but Dijkstra quickly replaces him there with a 19.7. It's looking fairly close though, across the field half a second, currently splitting the grid. Who have we got next? I don't think I'm going to catch the Alpine, so it's going to be Duckett, who is put in a shift the last few days to commentate on these races, and he's gone on 19.9, a nice P4 there from him, splitting the Alpine drivers, and here come the rest then. So the Ferrari of, I want to say that's Kasichalek, but I don't know. Monk goes P3, Monk's woke up. Oh, but Wilson Smith to the top of the standings with a 19.5. Next up is his teammate Rory Bates, but he's invalidated. So maybe Sharma's up next. I think Sharma will be the next set of lap as long as he's not backed off it, which doesn't look like he has. Here we go then. Through the first Lesmo. Into the second. Let's see where Sharma's currently sat in the standing. Sharma's P2 with 51 points to his name. So he's going to have to have some great races here. He's got to basically put it all on the table for his... oh, but he's gone deep there. That's going to cost him a bit of time. But he's going to have to put it all on the table here if he wants to catch Ice Cream by the end of this season. 4 races to go after this one. Nice little bit of a slipstream there from the Alpine, getting out of the way. But he's got to go all out here. I mean, he's scored 51 points of Aston Martin's 57 this season. So the Constructors currently down in P7. Here he comes across the line. It's a 22-1, so hardly representable of his pace. Don't think he's going to have enough fuel to push on for another one here either. Roy Bates might push on for another one. He's got enough fuel, but I don't think he's going to have enough fuel to go back round again. So we could have a bit of a lull here in qualifying as everyone comes back into the pit lane and bolts on some new tyres and ultimately wants to come out and set a second lap. But Zerveld is a bit out of the loop, so he's going to be going a little bit later than everyone else, and unfortunately his main rival and a track where him and his rival have collided before, Luke Martin, is not here today, but I'm sure Zervold will put on a show for us anyway. He's got to pull his end up on the Aston Martin side. Currently only 12 points to his name. I do believe he had a transfer from, I want to say, oh god, where did he transfer? He did transfer from somewhere, I just can't remember where. But he has got 12 points, but I believe only a few of them are scored at Aston Martin. I think 6 of those points are scored at Aston Martin. But here he comes then, down the hill, under the bridge, DRS wide open. Let's see if he can take the Ascari chicane a little bit better than how his teammate did just a previous lap ago. It's a lot better. Nice and tidy through that. Back on the power now, up through the gears. Here we go then. On the brakes. Pulls it in, back on the power. And it's looking like a tidy lap there from Zerveld. Here we go, up to the line. And it's P8. 4 tenths away from provisional pole. It's a very, very close grid that we have in Monza. Rory Bates did put a lap in, and he's gone P4 with that. 3 tenths away from his teammate, who's currently on provisional pole. It's a solid lap there from Rory Bates on his return once again. Is anyone on the lap right now? I think this is the next lap that's going to go. It's going to be Sargent in the Mercedes. The papaya boys are cooking. What's this about my driver wanting to go to Mercedes? Wait, who? Oh, Smith. Wilson Smith. Or you, Rolf. I don't know. Here we go then. Sargent coming through the Ascari chicane now. You can see Rory Bates up the roads, out of fuel, as I predicted. Will he make it back to the pits? He should, just about. But here we go. Sargent coming through Parabolica. Back on the power. Keeps it nice and tight to the line there. Maybe running a little bit more downforce than the others, but it's a 19.9. And he does improve, but only shy of a 10th. And you'll need to find a bit more than that. Later come in this qualifying session. Monk, I think, was just on a lap. Yeah, he improved, but stays P4. Oh, did he go up to P4 from P5? I think he did. God, this is hard to do with only one commentator. Poor Duck. Actually, I think he had his mate, didn't he? No, he's fine. One of them coming back into the pits, maybe not happy with how that lap went. He'll definitely come back into the pits. Blundy, who is currently only 3/10 away from provisional pole, goes up to the front row. A 10th and a half from Wilson Smith, who's still yet to be beaten in this qualifying session. He's come alive today in Monza as Aurelius pulls into the pit lane. David Duckett, he is on an outlap. So, I think he'll be the next to cross the line. I want to say. I think he is. Yeah, he must be. He must be. So let's see how the commentator can do. Oh, I didn't see the McLaren Discord. No, I've been doing a lot of things recently. I've not really had time. But Duck is nearly 2/10 down on his time through sector 1, so he's maybe got to find a bit more in sector 2 and 3. As Anderson goes to the top of the times now. I didn't even notice he was on a lap. But it's a 19.374 for Anderson. It's nearly 2/10 clear of Wilson Smith's original lap. So that's a great lap there from Anderson. Am I going to have to buy another AlphaTauri driver? Oh, yikes. I think you have to buy a Haas driver at this point. Or an Alfa Romeo team principal. Because he might be cooking here. He is absolutely cooking. What can he cook? David Duckett up to the line. He's on fire and he crosses the line. It's P7. Can we all give him a round of applause, please? He was 2/10 down in sector 1. He's just sandbagging. That's all it is. Wilson Smith, can he improve on his original time? Not on this lap. He's going to pull into the pits. Try go again. And next up is going to be Zervald, maybe? I think. Yeah, I think it's Zervald who's going to be next set of time. I smell a tier 2 driver. Possible. Oh, Zervald 2/10 up on his time. Currently looking around about P4, P5. If he can keep this up for the rest of the lap and maybe find a bit more time and put himself into that P3 spot. It's a bit of a gap there between Blundy and Wilson Smith. Actually, there's a big gap between Anderson and Wilson Smith as well. But let's see what Zervald can do here. Out of the final corner, up to the line and pulls into the bits. Good. Very good. I think, is it ice cream next? I don't know. What? Yeah, I'm going to say it's ice cream. I have no idea if that's right. Yeah, I'm going to go with ice cream. Who is apparently 2/10 up on his time. Take that with a pinch of salt because it is the F1 game. So here he comes out of Ascari. I feel like I've said that a lot of times already, and it's only we've still got 4 minutes left to qualify. We've not even got into that race yet, which I think is going to be a very long race, even though I think it should be mathematically one of the fastest races on the grid or on the calendar. I mean, yeah, it could be the longest one of the season because of the safety cars, but it is a Haas 1-2, and wow, 2/10 clear of his teammate, 4/10 clear of P3. Right. Now, I will say, and take this, you know, Tier 1 drivers don't get any assists. However, Skalski in Tier 1 set a 19.1, and it put him P11 in Tier 1. That's all I'm going to say. Did Rory Bates just bottle his lap at turn 1? I think he did. Nilsson? Yes, Nilsson. Currently 3/10 up, goes P4, just behind, or actually a 10th behind Wilson Smith. It's Aurelius, not Monk. Aurelius goes P4 and replaces by 5 thousandths Nilsson's previous lap. As I think now he's going to be Monk, but he pulls into the pits, so he's not going to set a time. And now I think we're going to have to wait for everyone's final laps here. Here we go then. I think we're going to have a few people coming out here. P3 to P13 is the same gap as... That is true. That is kind of crazy. Let's see though what everyone can do on their final laps. But the two Hasses at the moment looking fairly comfortable for what I said was going to be a safe race from them, with the big points gap they have both in the drivers and the constructors. They are certainly showing their pace this season anyway. Rolf, is it Hungary on Friday? I actually don't know if it is or not. I don't know what you decided on in the end. But here we have Sebastian Zerveld. Once again, I feel like we've watched every one of his laps in this qualifying session, because he's been out at times where there's not usually a lot of people out on track, or he's at the front of the queue in this instance. Oh, it is Hungary. God damn it. Okay. Ooh, what the hell? Rory Bates goes up to P3. Hello. Where did he sum that up from? I don't even know he's on a lap. Rory Bates, though, goes P3, 2.5 tenths away from Ice Cream's provisional pole time. Who was I just watching? I can't remember. Zerveld. Who's going to have a hell of a lot of traffic here down the final straight. Hopefully they all notice he's on a lap here, because they're 3 wide up ahead. Oh, who's this Alfa Romeo? It's David Ducker up ahead of him. He's not going to let him through, or is he going to let him through? He is, but he's going to compromise his own lap there. He might have even run too wide and invalidated the next lap, which would have been extremely unfortunate. But here comes Zerveld. He manages P9. David Ducker doesn't invalidate, so he is going to get a lap time in. As Mitchell goes P4 now. The other AlphaTauri of Dijkstra, I believe, is just starting a lap. As is that Ducker that's gone? Oh, he's oh yikes! Oh yikes! But here comes Kosicilek, I think that is. I actually don't know which Ferrari. Is that Kosicilek? I don't know. Koskicilek. I don't know how you say his name either. That probably doesn't help. Nilsson goes P7. Blundy up the line now. He's had a great qualifying so far. Can't improve too much on his time. Stays P8. And Rubeck's into the pit lane, so he will not be setting another lap as to be expected. Aurelius now up to the line. Only manages P6, doesn't improve on his time, as Vasilev goes P5 in the end, 3 tenths away from provisional pole. And who's this now? Wilson Smith going through the final corner. He had a great first lap in this qualifying session, keeps him in P6. Can he improve any more? He can, just about. Goes behind his teammate by a tenth and 1/1000th into P4. It's a double. It's a Haas front row, a McLaren second row as it stands. Which Haas is going to get pole though? Is it going to be Ice Cream, or is it going to be his teammate? No, it's going to be Ice Cream by 0.06 of a second to his teammate. Keeps pole position. Next up, is it Mitchell? No, Mitchell's into the pits. I think that is going to be the end of it. Unless the Ferrari is on the lap. He could be. He was, but it wasn't an improvement. So that is the end of qualifying. It's Ice Cream and Anderson, the two Hasses, at the front of the grid. with Bates and Wilson Smith behind, and Mitchell rounding out the top 5. But wow, that is a pretty dominant display from Haas there. But we are going to have a lobby restart now. We've got some grid penalties to apply. For those grid penalties, let me see what they were. So we've got Sargent with a 3-place grid penalty. Mitchell with a 9-place. Anderson with a 3-place. That is going to ruin the Haas front row lockout, and he's going to be down the grid a little bit. So it's going to be Rory Bates starting P2, Wilson Smith starting P3, and then it's going to be Vasilev starting P4 with Dykstra behind him in P5. So it's going to be a bit of a jumbled up from what this qualifying session was. Don't do this game. Don't do this game. Don't do this game. Why did the timer go? I don't like that. Okay, I still got him. It's all good. Sharma not even getting a lap in there at the end. I don't think he did 1 lap and then didn't manage to improve on it. But yeah, like I say, we'll be back shortly. We've got to apply these grid penalties, and then we'll get into the race. Here we are then, back at Monza, and we are nearly ready to go for the Grand Prix. It's going to be Ice Cream leading us away, the championship leader on pole. It is me, but you spelt my name wrong. I'll get over it. Yeah, it's going to be Ice Cream, the championship leader, leading us away from pole, with Rory Bates and Wilson Smith, with Vasilev, and I want to say... I can't remember who's fifth, I can't lie. But it's going to be a very interesting race with a few people out of position. We should be getting going very soon. It is dry, obviously. I don't know if there's any engineers that could tell us if there's any weather due, as there sometimes is here at Monza. But if they are here, that would be greatly appreciated to know. But let's get ready. I can't remember exactly how many laps. I'm doing great here, aren't I? I'm doing absolutely sublime. But here we go then. Something else to talk about. There's 5 red lights on here in Monza, and they are out, and we are underway. The Haas of Ice Cream getting a good start, but it's Rory Bates done him on the start. He has, just like 2021 Monza with Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren. He is pulling alongside into turn 1, but there is an Alpine of Vasilev that just decided, I don't need brakes, into turn 1, and he is absolutely flown through there, but only got a 3-second. I'm sure a lot of illegal overtakes, though, were had there. But Rory Bates leading us through the Curva Grande now, here on lap 1 in Tier 3. The other McLaren of Wilson Smith eyeing up a move there as well, with Anderson making a few positions up into P4 now, after serving his 3-place grid penalty from P2. But further back, we have a crash. I think it's Mitchell has spun at the chicane, and that is going to be detrimental to the start of his race on the hard compound tyres as well. Would have been looking to make an impression as a Williams of Aurelius making a little bit of an excursion into the gravel there, but only recovering nicely and only dropping a few positions. Luckily not any damage on that Williams. But here we go then, up the hill and through the Ascari chicane. It is Roy Bates leading Ice Cream, leading Wilson Smith, leading Anderson. It's McLaren Haas with Dykstra in tow. The 2 Williams now pulling alongside as Monk drops down a tier into Tier 3. And is finally fighting for some points as we go into the parabolic. Oh my god, that's another Alpine. Alpine have not had a great opening lap. Not a great opening lap at all for Alpine. Although Vasilev is in P6 after that little trip straight on through turn 1. But here we go then, as round the outside as Anderson, though, has gone deep as well. He's overshot the chicane, managed to not get a penalty. I'm sure that would have been a warning though. I'm sorry, I thought there was a change to the lead there. We missed the battle for P6 as Vasilev and Aurelius were battling it out, and Aurelius has got through as we go through the Curva Grande. But further up at the front, Aurelius... why do I keep saying Aurelius? Ice Cream and Wilson Smith will be looking to swap positions here because of that little trip that Ice Cream had through turn 1. Anderson had through turn 1. Ice Cream has managed to get through. And... I don't know, what am I on about? No, they were... Oh my god, this is confusing me. I'm sorry for this commentary, boys. But Wilson Smith will be looking to make the move here on Ice Cream very shortly, I imagine, making it a 1-2 for the boys. But Ice Cream is on the medium compound tyres as opposed to the 2 softs on the McLarens right now. So it is showing its testament to Ice Cream's pace here today. As Vasilev will be looking to make a move here on Aurelius, back for P6. We saw these 2 swap positions just a lap ago, but there's a twitch there, and I think it's knocked him wide. Is Aurelius still in this race? He is. But that would have been a very scary moment for both drivers, and I think Aurelius is going to have the run back on Vasilev here, down the straight, with Blundy eyeing up both of them in the back as well. Sharma looking for a gap there as well. Sharma started from, I believe, the back, or maybe P15 today, but a lovely bit of side-by-side action here through turn 1, through turn 2, and Vasilev is not letting that P6 position go. And he is holding these guys back very nicely. It's Blundy now through the Curva Grande, looking for a move down the inside. Think he's made it stick. He has made it stick. What a lovely move that was through there. And down into the chicane. It is Blundy up into P7 and after Vasilev. Anderson has closed that gap as well after his little mistake. He's got back within DRS range of Wilson Smith. But the front 4 pulling away at the moment. Oh, that's a big snap there from Vasilev. I thought he was going to go and see that wall on the left-hand side. How is David Duckett getting along? I saw him in the back there, having a little bit of a nearly trip to the gravel. I think he's recovered it nicely. As, it looks like this battle for P6 currently is the hottest one on the grid, as Aurelius and Blundy swap positions again as they exit the Sky Chicane, and now Sharma is eyeing up a move on Blundy as we go into Parabolica, and he's made that stick. The softs versus the hards, though. It was a losing battle from the start, but there goes Aurelius wide again, and that's going to be the second time he's done that. One due to the contact with him and Vasilev. That looked like it was all on his own, and I'm sure that would have been a warning there. As Vasilev now looking for a move for P5 past Dijkstra, looking to make those softs work in his favour. As Sharma, I think, is just... Did he just get past Aurelius again? Oh, yeah, he got past Aurelius there on the outside of turn 2. As Dijkstra fights off Vasilev into Curva Grande, down into the chicane. And it is Dijkstra still ahead in P5. Now, Vasilev, I'm sure, isn't too happy about that 3-second penalty. The question is, how much will it cost him at the end of this race? Because he seems to have good pace right now on those soft compound tyres. In fact, good enough pace to try and make a move into the second Lesmo. Is that any damage? That was a very, very clumsy move, I feel, from Vasilev's side. A little bit desperate there to get free and maybe break the second he needs, and maybe catch up to the front four, who are still just pulling away ever so nicely. Even though the McLarens are on the softer compound tyres right now, this gap that they've got to P5 could prove massive for them later on in the race. The two Williams running together there is what's going on here. Oh, side by side through Parabolica for the Mercedes and the Aston Martin. I think there's a bit more contact there between Zerval and Sargent this time. As now I invite David Duckett to get past down the DRS straight and into turn 1. David Duckett on the medium compound tyres. In fact, further up ahead, Zerval is eyeing up a move now on Sargent's teammate Blundy into turn 1. They're still side by side. The hards versus the mediums this time around. But there goes Sargent then back up the inside of Zerval. His teammate fighting him off, allowed him to get through. And now Blundy's got his teammate on his rear. I'm sure there'll be some kind of treatment here for his teammate, who is, I believe, on the softer compound tyres. So these two will be looking to make the best strategies work for one another. But there's changes up at the front. I think Wilson Smith very temporarily got ahead of Ice Cream, and actually Ice Cream's lost a second now to Rory Bates. So will Wilson Smith be looking to make a move with the DRS as we run up to the top of the hill into the Ascari chicane? Wilson Smith moves up into P2, makes it a 1-2 for the Papaya team, but nearly loses the back end there, nearly into the wall as Nilsson retires from the session. What's happened there? It's a full safety car. I think he's dropped it at the exit of the second Lesmo. Let's see if we can see him here. Oh, he was right in the middle of the road there. Good job they called that safety car out, but I think maybe, I don't know if there was any contact there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here with the strategy, because 6 laps already on these soft compound tyres for the two McLarens, and a safety car could greatly help this, but neither of them decided to pit there. Maybe looking to preserve those tyres right till the point where they can go on straight onto mediums. But here we go, the first safety car. I reckon there's going to be, I'm going to call it 3 safety cars this race. Rolf, you can't say that, mate. That's horrible. You used to be a tier 1 driver back in the day. Zerval used to be a tier 1 driver back in the day as well. And Monk. Tier 1 to tier 3 speedrun. Literally. Tier 1 rejects Rolf van Loon. Let's see what tyres everyone's gone in. So has anyone pit? I believe a few people did pit there. Yeah, we've got 3 people. Oh no, yeah. Wait, really? Yeah, 3 people into the pits. I couldn't wear that on them. Sharma, Monk, and Legovic. Do you know what? If you want to go to Mercedes and get treated like scum, then that's fine by me. So, yeah, there's 3 drivers looking to go to the end maybe. Mediums, though, for Monk. He did go into the hards, but he's pit again to go into the mediums. Maybe just getting that extra lap of life. Nerd. Can we just get some nerd reacts, please? But most of the field's staying out. 3 drivers on softs. Vasilev, Wilson Smith, and Bates all deciding to stay out on the soft compound tyres. Like I say, probably so that they can go onto the mediums, do the soft medium strat, and maybe expecting another safety car, because I am. But here we go, safety car will be in this lap. So we are going to have one more sector on the safety car conditions, and then we'll be back to racing speed. That's what everybody wants to hear, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there's a spun. Oh dear, Blundy. Oh dear. He's done a Luke Martin in true Mercedes fashion. He's done a Luke Martin and he's spun under the safety car, warming his tyres. Oh dear. I would have also liked to have seen one McLaren driver pitting, but let's see what will happen here. Is Dijkstra. Oh, what's happened to Anderson? Anderson's had a terrible restart. He's lost about 5 positions there. 2 positions. What am I on about? As he fights back through the field. I think someone maybe got an illegal overtake on him there. I didn't quite catch what that penalty was. I think that was for Vasilev. He is the pure Ocon roll today. As Legovic and Sharma are fighting out. And that's Sharma around the outside. But Anderson getting re-overtaken from Vasilev. I'm going to break my monitor, I swear. But Vasilev holds on into P5, as further back Sharma and Legovic are still fighting it out. What is going on here? They're 3 wide at the exit of the chicane. 2 by 2 now into the first Lesmo. The inside is Sharma. Around the outside goes Monk, but he's been collected, I think, by Mitchell. Where's that damage on the front of that Williams? As Duckett's retired, and there's another one in the wall, and there's another safety car. Oh dear, Merc fans. Oh dear, Alfa Romeo fans. Christ. Well, that was my second safety car that I predicted. Will we see a McLaren driver pit now? We will, because Rory Bates is coming into the lane. So is his teammate. It's going to be a double stack here for the McLaren boys. I know, poor Duck. What's he watted at? I'm confuzzled. How much is Wilson Smith going to lose out here? I think he's lost... Yeah, he's lost 2 positions there from the double stack. But he will be going to the end now. The Mercs are still behind the 2 DNF cars. Someone screenshot that and send it to Luke Martin. Yeah, Vasilev, yeah, didn't he get a 5-second? Weird that didn't get served in the pit lane. Or did he get that going into the pits? I'm confused. Cold mediums don't work if you wondered. Well, I'll do another tyre update because there you go. Or really, it's going on to the soft compounded tyres, which is, to be honest, I wouldn't say stupid. I'd say brave, but could also be calculated because we've had 2 safety cars now, and safety cars breed safety cars, as they say. And softs, there could be another safety car in the next 10 laps, which will definitely be playing in his favour. The 2 Mercs still... oh dear. Merc domination could bore fans. Guys, I don't know if you can see that. Did you see that? Look really closely right there. Can you see what I'm on about? You can literally see it just about on the screen, right? Oh, you can't see it now. You can see it now. There you go. Do you see that? If you look really, really closely through the visor, you can see that Monk's got a nosebleed from being in the top 5. Dizzying heights right now for Alfred Monk. It's taken him to drop down to tier 3. I'm joking, Monk. It is what it is. We're all washed. I'm washed. Oh! Huh? 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 What? Oh, not again. Please, God, no. Please, for the love of God. No, 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 no. Oh. Duck, did you tab out? Duck tabbed out. He definitely tabbed out. Oh, shit. Wait. Oh, I think it's going to wait for them to catch up by the looks of it. Or is it going to do what it did in Spain? And it's just going to sit there until you get halfway around the lap and then disappear and then just drive round on its own. What's happened with Monk? Monk's nosebleed has got in his way and now he can't see. And he's just lost a position to Legovic. Oh god, I hate this game. I just hate it so much. Why... Right, of course. No, fair enough, yeah. Now that makes sense, to be fair. Guys, it was just making sure that... yeah. Oh, check speed. I saw 50. There he goes. He is away. Ice Cream, our championship leader, is away. Leading Dijkstra and his teammate down into turn 1 now. As Monk gets repast Legovic. No, he doesn't. Legovic takes it back. And Bates now gets past Monk into turn 1, side by side. Bates on the outside. Now it's the inside for him. There's a side by side behind as well with the Williams and the Alpine, and also the McLaren and the Aston Martin. As they're up to the front, Anderson making the move round the outside of the Curva Grande. Down to the chicane now behind his teammate. Can he make it a 1-2 for Haas? Yes, he can. And that is Dijkstra down to P3 as Bates gets past Aurelius and Monk. Actually, Aurelius gets past Monk now and up into P7, and will look to put some pressure on Bates on those soft compound tyres that we pointed out under the safety car conditions. But there goes Dijkstra, falling down a few positions there as Bates gets past him now as well. Bates and Legovic on a charge, but there's 2 drivers out, 3 drivers out, and there's another safety car. I don't even know what happened. Oh, he's got no front wing. I am literally... Monk still can't even score points. Both Hasses into the pits then. Double stacking for the soft compounder tyres. I'm surprised. I don't know. Should Rory Bates and Legovic and stuff come in there? Oh, it's the mediums for Smith. Wilson Smith. There's an interesting choice. So same for Blundy as well. Guys, if you finish the race, you'll get a point. Because the Mercs are so far behind, they avoid crashes. Strategic masterclass. Ah, Christ. Well, I told you there'd be 3 safety cars. I want to say Sharma is like 15 positions up now, right? Okay, 14 positions up. My bad. He's literally gone from, what, 15th to 1st? Like, this guy is cooking. Although he is on the hards, so it could be a bit of pain from here on. You reckon there'll be one more safety car? I don't know. Might get a VSC. Everyone seems to be crashing at the second Lesmo exit. That seems to be the hot spot right now. Or down that straight. I call a cappuccino. Ay dear. I hate safety cars. Like, I don't understand how real life F1 commentators just can waffle on under a safety car and just make it somewhat entertaining. Tell him bring out the lobster. Good to see Mac leading. Tell us about my day. Okay. Well, I don't know if you were here earlier, Rolf, but I got up this morning, and that's a good start, I suppose. I got picked up, and I went to a cafe. I had a full English breakfast. It was lovely. And then I don't know if you know, if a full English is like beans, bacon, sausage, egg, toast, all that good stuff. And then I went to a zoo and I saw polar bears for the first time. I've never seen a polar bear, but I saw polar bears. So yeah, I suppose I should just do that next time. That works pretty well, because now we are going to be getting underway once again. And it's going to be Sharma leading us away on the hard compound tyres. It's my birthday? No, it's not my birthday. But here we go then. Sharma through the final corner. I think he's already gone. He has already gone. Legovic falling a little bit further behind that. But it is going to be the case of who can defend the best here, because these guys on the softs are going to be hungry to make a few positions up here, and Wilson Smith already making a position on Blondie there. It's not my birthday. Right. And this is going to be interesting. Is Zervald going to try and defend here for his teammate, or is he going to just run his own race here? Because everyone's going to get a point at this rate. Right, I'm done with this. Merry Christmas, everyone. As Ice Cream... Oh, he gets a bit crossed up there, and Zervald's actually taking the position back off him, and he's fallen behind his teammate. He's taking a little bit too much curb on that second apex, I think. And it's really cost him here. He's fallen all the way down to P7. And with these soft tyres, he needs to make up the positions early so that he doesn't have the drop-off towards the end. As Legovic takes the lead of the race. Sorry I missed that, but the Tifosi are going crazy right now, because they are like a cult and they love when a Ferrari leads at the Italian Grand Prix. And currently, Legovic leading the Ferrari team's home race, but Rory Bates also seems to be... Oh no, he looked a lot closer on the other view. Never mind. As Anderson, now ahead of his teammate, will be looking to make the move on Zervald ahead, who I'm sure is not going to make it easy. Although, look at the drive that Anderson gets out of the final corner and sets the fastest lap temporarily, as Wilson Smith then takes it back away from him. Is Ice Cream going to get the move done here as well on Sebastian Zervald? Into turn 1 we go. On the inside, round the outside for turn 2. And that is job done there for Ice Cream and Anderson. They can now set after Vasilev, who's still got that penalty leaning over his head. As Wilson Smith actually just makes the move on Zervald there as well. These new tyres working well around they called it Imola again, around Monza. As actually Zervald defends that beautifully around the outside, and it's going to frustrate Wilson Smith a little bit more. But Zervald must know that all these cars that are getting past him are going to be charging after his teammate, who's currently on the podium. As Rory Bates makes the move up into P2. I'm sorry I missed that. And yeah, sets after Legovic once again. Further down though, we have Wilson Smith once again on the back of Sebastian Zervald. I keep saying further down, but there's only 10 people in this bloody race now. DRS and ERS, I'm sure, will be used down this main straight. It might not even need it though. Let's see what grip he gets out of Parabolica. We saw the softs working really well for Anderson just last lap. But here they come through the final corner. Look at the drive he gets there. And that is going to be Wilson Smith up into P7, unless Zervald can do anything in the slipstream. And with a little bit of battery, let's see. He will try and pull out to the inside. Doesn't quite make the move stick as Vasilev. Sorry, he's fighting for P3 here. And now Sharma's falling down to P5 as Anderson slips through on the outside line there. There's a beautiful little advantageous move from the Haas driver. And let's see how hard Vasilev is going to defend this. But Anderson and Sharma still side by side. These Aston Martins, even though they're on the worst tyre right now, are not letting these positions go easily. They know it's all to play for now. And Rory Bates, did I catch him make a move for a lead? I don't think I did. I am sorry, Rory Bates, because you're on fire right now. A second in front of Legovic in the Ferrari, and he just needs to make that gap as big as he can before the Haas's get into anywhere near him, really, because these soft tyres are working amazingly right now for them. As side by side through the Ascari chicane. Oh, and Sharma goes round on the exit, and that is Sharma down into P10 after running first at the safety car restart. He's back down at the back of the grid, but still a great drive for him to even be in a position like that after starting P14 in this race. Rory Bates setting the fastest lap now, up in the lead, as who is fighting for a position right now. Wilson Smith's actually trying to make a move on Ice Cream here on the soft compound tyres. So the medium's working pretty well here as well, as Wilson Smith pulls into the first corner ahead of Ice Cream and up into P5. And we'll, I imagine, try and set after Anderson now, who seems to be having a great time on those softs, as opposed to his teammate, as Vasilev also doing really well on those medium compound tyres as well, even with that penalty over his head, still making positions up and defending for his life. But it's going to be all eyes on Anderson here, as he's going to set after the Ferrari driver, and maybe even set after P1 in this race, as you know he has the pace for it. But these softs, oh, he went a bit wide there. These softs have got to go quite a while. They've already done 5 laps, so I think we're looking about 14 laps, maybe 14, 15 laps. I don't know. I can't work that out much easier because you always got to add another lap on or whatever. But it's going to be a push, I feel. I don't actually know what the tyre life is like around here. But these mediums, especially Vasilev and Bates up at the front, already 9 laps old. So they'll be feeling some wear as Wilson Smith touches the outside grass there, as Ice Cream actually got back past him. And these lot all sticking together fairly nicely. There is Anderson now down the pitch straight. Better drive out of Parabolica once again. Gets the move done. Is Legovic going to let this one go easily though? I don't think there's much he could have done there. He's too far back and he seems to be struggling on his tyres here. Traction is everything around this track. As I say that, Anderson gets a big snap at the rear end and he loses a little bit of time to Vasilev. But let's see what Vasilev can do here. He can defend off into the first chicane. Anderson knows he needs to make this position up though. He needs to get that gap closed between him and Rory Bates as soon as possible, because these tyres will start to die off. Let's see what he can do here. I'm sure he'll close up enough down this straight as Wilson Smith gets past Ice Cream. I think he's actually letting off of there, as Ice Cream's going to try and hold the inside line. He does hold the inside line into the Sky chicane, right under the rear wing of Legovic and the exit. It's looking pretty good for Anderson right now. I think he's going to get the move done down the straight and also close up to Rory Bates with the DRS and ERS assistance. Let's see. Out of the final corner once again. This has been his favourite spot to make the ground up on those fresh tyres. Opens the DRS. A little bit of ERS used at the start of the straight and he's already cleared him. And now we'll be getting up to the back of Rory Bates and all the end of this straight and into the braking zone. What can Rory Bates do here? Ooh, head contact behind. I think that was the Ferrari of Legovic. And I think the Alpine of Vasilev making a little bit of contact with the wheels. And Legovic has lost it completely. He's spun round at the exit of turn 1. That is unfortunate for him. Running so high up. He's actually lost his entire front wing, has he? Yes, he has. He must have hit the wall as well. Just about missed that. Oh, is it? What? What? Violent. Fair play. That's what I'm going to say. It's fair play. Well, this is going to make it interesting, isn't it? Because who's going to come in for softs? Who's not going to come in for softs? What's going to happen here? Everyone softs? I don't know. I think one of the Hasses might stay out. Ice Cream seems to be a fan of staying out on tyres on the safety car. Anderson, I'm sure, has to box. I think one of the Hasses should stay out. That would be my strategy call. Are they going to do that? No, they're both coming in. Everyone's oh my god, Ice Cream nearly hit the pit wall. Everyone seems to be coming in. Yeah, literally everyone's going into the pits. Okay, well this is going to be interesting. Who's going to get held up? I mean, there's only 10 people in the race, so surely not a lot. I think Wilson Smith got held up by his teammate. The two Hasses are going to lose out here. Oh! Oh, Wilson Smith somehow got that over Ice Cream. So Ice Cream's lost 2 positions there. Or was it just 1? No, it was 2 positions, right? I think he was ahead of Wilson Smith through the double stack. Mercedes are somehow scoring double points. And Sharma and Legovic have been given a second chance in this race to get some more points. I can't believe that was a safety car. All he did was lose his front wing. So they've gained 3 positions in the pits. Jesus. Well, this is going to be interesting. It's just going to be qualifying laps all the way to the end of this race now. It's going to be all out pace. And I mean, if we go from qualifying, the 2 Haas's fastest, 2 McLaren's second and third and fourth fastest, and then behind it was fairly close. But the 2 Haas's had about a tenth and a bit, I think, over everyone else. So the Haas's are looking pretty good here. Rory Bates has had great race pace so far, though. In fact, a lot of people had great race pace so far. Vasilev as well, who I believe served the 5 second that he got for speeding in that last stop. So it's dropped him down quite a few positions there. Legovic also had a good pace earlier on in this race before his tyres went off. So it could be anyone's for the taking here. I think we're going to have probably... I think we're going to have about 5 laps of racing, I would say. And obviously, 2 or 3 of those we'll have DRS with. Chaos restart lap. Possibly. Although, everyone being on softs, as long as Rory goes at a decent time, as in earlier on through Parabolica, I think if you go midway through Parabolica, it usually filters out a little bit better. Whereas if you do it down the straight, people can jump one another and pull alongside straight away, and then it'll be side by side zone 1 and all that, which makes it a bit of a mess. I'd say if I was Rory right now, I'd want to go fairly early so that my teammate doesn't get absolutely clarted into turn 1. But hey, let's see. Sharma pit again. That's fair enough. He's got another set of softs. He's going to have, I suppose, 2 or 3% better softs than everyone else. Yeah, but he's at the back anyway, so he's got nothing to lose. Well, chat, let's get some predictions here. Who do we think is going to win this race? Put the names in chat now. I want to see who you think is going to grab it. How's my day again? Oh, God. Khan's going to win. Okay. Merc 1 and 2 incoming. Yeah. Okay. I'm on the Brighton Copium. Do I have a stream deck? I do have a stream deck. Safety car. You think there's going to be another safety car within 5 laps of racing? Here we go then. Rory Bates weaving left and right to get some heat into those soft compound tyres. Everyone else behind him will be doing the same. But where is Rory Bates going to go on this restart? We're going to have 5 laps of racing here, and he is underway. We are underway, and Anderson gets a fairly decent start, but not as good as Wilson Smith and Ice Cream, who are already side by side and looking to put pressure on Zerveld here. 4 P3 in this race. They're side by side into turn 1. Zerveld defends to the inside. Wilson Smith has to let it go. Ice Cream gets away with it. Up into P4 for him, and chasing after Zerveld in P3 as the front 2 are so close going through the Curva Grande. It's going to be a very interesting end to this race, as we've got the 2 Mercs now making up positions as well. Sargent up into P7, getting ahead of Vasilev. Zerveld falls down a position as Ice Cream gets past him into the first chicane. It sends him offline. Will Wilson Smith get him on the switchback here as well into the first Lesmo? The inside line for him gets the move done up into P4. It's going to be a fight now between the McLarens and the Haas's as they come into the second Lesmo for Wilson Smith. Further back then, we've got Alpine in the gravel. I think that was Vasilev running wide. I don't know if you ever took anyone there, but there's more contact down this straight. This straight is killing drivers today as they run under the bridge and up into the Ascari chicane. Vasilev falls back down to P8 as Sargent and Legovic actually picks up a penalty there. I think Legovic got through on a few people there as the carnage unfolded. Let's see though, back up to the front because Anderson is right under the rear wing of Rory Bates, taking a wider line through Parabolica to build up as much speed as he can down the pit straight. Will he use any ERS here, or is he happy to sit behind until the DRS is enabled? We'll find out very shortly. I think he's happy to sit behind for now. He knows that this race can be won on the penultimate lap, or the final lap, sorry, when you cross that line and you get the DRS down into turn 1. That's what I'm sure he is waiting for. But Sargent falling down a little bit here. He needs to get... actually, he's going to get the position on Legovic as it stands. They've fallen 2 seconds behind, though. P5 with all that squabbling that happened at the second Lesmo. Here we go, then. This is a very exciting end to the race. Ice Cream, though, struggling to keep up, I'd say, with the front two. And maybe fall into the clutches now of Wilson Smith a little bit. But Zerveld keeping his own there in P5 as well. Not the best start for him, but he's showing that he's got the pace to stick with these guys for now. I think Vasilev is looking to make a move once again. He is fighting with everything he's got today. Maybe Anderson's trying to pull Ice Cream along, very possibly, but he's fallen out of that 1 second window now. And here's Vasilev tucking into the slipstream. He'll be wanting to make as many moves as he can and pull out a bit of time. Oh, he's got a bit deep there, though. There's a bit of contact between the two, but it's nothing detrimental. And now Anderson is really under the rear wing of Rory Bates. I think he wants to stay behind, though. Is he going to stay behind? Because he's got a bit of overspeed there. He's going for the outside move here. Rory Bates on the inside, Anderson on the outside. That'll swap round now as we go into turn 2. Rory Bates gets it straightened up, though, and the exit that he needs as Wilson Smith is also eyeing up a move on the other Haas of Ice Cream. He's nearly alongside there on the exit of turn 2, but he's going to have to settle back behind. Oh, there's a yellow flag in sec. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, no. I don't think we're going to have another safety car. I think we've probably hit our limit, but Vasilev, that is a big crash there over to the right we just saw. And now everyone is definitely scoring at least 2 points in this race as Anderson has actually fallen back a little bit from where he Bates is. 7/10 now the gap. I'm sure, like I said, though, he'll be looking to make that move on the final lap as Wilson Smith and Ice Cream fighting it out as we go down on the run up to Ascari. And it is Wilson Smith back ahead of Ice Cream. These two swapping positions earlier on in the race and swapping again at the end. As Anderson 4/10 behind Rory Bates. Now he's showing he's got a little bit more pace at this time, possibly, than what Rory Bates has. But Rory Bates is not afraid to keep the lead of this race. As we head on to the penultimate lap now, it is Rory Bates leading Anderson, leading Wilson Smith, leading Ice Cream, leading Zerveld, and Legovic, Sargent, Sharma and Blundy running in P6, P7, P8 and P9. As Sharma's actually into the pit lane. I don't know if he had... Did he have damage? He must have had damage. Yeah, he's got no front wing on that car, which isn't the worst thing in the world to have around here. But Ice Cream falling down another position. Ice Cream doesn't seem to have the pace that he had at the start of this race. I wonder if there's some damage that we can't see on that car. But Zerveld gets past him, and they are both now a second behind Wilson Smith. But this is the fight we're here for. Rory Bates versus Anderson on the penultimate lap of this race is separated by half a second. And with a DRS and slipstream effect to get around it, it's going to be a very, very interesting end as Rory Bates' teammate, Wilson Smith, within the DRS range now of these two, but he's going to have to put in a shift if he wants to get close enough before the end of this race to make an overtake. Here we go. It is going to be the final lap now. If Anderson wants to make this move, he's got to make it now, because this is going to be his best chance to blast away and make up as much ground as he can before we get to the next DRS straight. What can Rory Bates do here? I think he is pretty much out of ERS, so he can't really launch an attack. We saw Anderson had a lot left. Anderson has managed that ERS beautifully since the safety car restart. And I would say that is pretty much deal done for Anderson. just because of Rory Bates' battery usage. I don't think he's going to be able to close that gap enough. And down the second straight. We'll see though. Oh, he's getting a bit slidey there through the second chicane as well. But I'm still sure he'll be absolutely ecstatic with a P2 in this race. Anderson, I'm sure, from I believe P6 or P5 on the grid, will be very happy for a race win. Ice Cream from pole position though. The championship leader, I know he can play it safe because he's got a big margin for the guys around him. But P5, I'm sure he would have hoped for more this race. As he is actually closing up on Zerveld though, so he is going to get more in this race because he gets up into P4, past Sebastian Zerveld, and Sebastian Zerveld might come under pressure here from Legovic into the final corner. But for right now, it's going to be Anderson coming into the final corner on the Bauer for the last time this weekend. And on the run up to the line, it is Anderson and Haas that win out in Monza by a second to Rory Bates in the end. But it is a double McLaren podium with Ice Cream finishing up P4. Very close gap between Zerveld and Sargent. And Legovic falls down to P7 with Blundy and Sharma are going to be rounding out the points paying positions here in Monza. What a race. That was a great finish. It couldn't have been any more exciting, I don't think. And we're very lucky we didn't get another safety car there. But yeah, everyone getting points. Everyone getting at least 2 points today, which is a crazy sight. There you go. Anderson onto the top step. Not for the first time. The reigning champ back to number 1. And Rory Bates and Wilson Smith rounding out the podium there. Rory Bates is not from South Africa. But there we are anyway. I mean, he's definitely from South Africa. And anyway, let me grab my screenshots and then we will go and... do some interviews. For God's sake, this game is annoying. There we go. Okay, stick around. We will be back for some interviews very shortly. We'll be speaking to the race winner, hopefully both McLaren drivers, and then a few others that are wanting to speak and talk about their races. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me. I think you can. Right. Well, let's get up our race winner, Mr. Anderson. Anderson, are you there? Um, Hello. Okay. I don't think he's there. Oh, yeah, here he is. Here he is. Okay.
Oh,
Can you? Oh, okay. Let me try and invite him again.
hello.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right.
All right. Well, first of all, congratulations. That was a very well thought out end to the race. Yeah, and a very clinical race from you with the grid penalty that you had as well. Falling down to P4 in the end because I think Mitchell had a penalty as well. So yeah, P4 start from you after getting P2 in quali, and a very mixed up race. I think the safety car timings both helped you and your rivals, but at different points in the race. Um, but overall, unless that last safety car didn't come, I think it would have been a very easy win from you. On the softs, they seem to have great pace under your foot, and yeah, so just talk a bit about your race. Because a two-stop race with I think 4 safety cars in the end. It was a pretty crazy race with the amount of safety cars we had, and ended up winning on the last lap of the race, which I think we could see it coming with the DRS down the pit straight, and the ERS management from you was great there on the final stage. But yeah, just talk us a bit about your race and well, anything we might have missed overall, and
Yeah. Thank you first of all. Yeah, it was a bit of a disappointing start with us cars getting 1-2, and then I'm getting dropped to P4. But a very good start from me and Adam, and it was just working together against the two McLarens on softs, and then of course the first safety car cut down that lead out of 4 first cars. I think it was top 4, right? Had and but gave us an advantage with getting our ears charged up after the safety car.
yeah, I mean the McLaren's put up a good fight with you two today, even though they were on the softer compound tyres to start with. It was a great little battle we had going on for the top 4 positions, but yeah, the softs in the second stint for you, you climbed through the field and eventually got onto the back, or I'd say about a second back from Rory, and then the safety car came out, which kind of made literally everyone, pull into the box and strap on those fresh softs. Obviously, unfortunate for Ice Cream to lose out a few positions there with the double stack, and but yeah, it still worked out beautifully for you, and you kept pace and preserved the RS beautifully to the last lap, and made the move. And that is a great drive from you, from the reigning champ. And yeah, well, is there anything else you want to say?
Um, yeah, I mean the race before the fourth safety car was pretty much in the bag for me and Adam on the soft. We had very good pace on those softs compared to everybody else. So that safety car definitely made it a bit more interesting, I want to say, with everybody getting bunched up and on new tires. So it was really a management race to the end to see who could save more ERS.
Yeah. Well, congratulations once again, and thank you for coming up here, and a great race today.
Thank you very much.
Cheers,
See
mate.
you.
Thank you. All right. Oh God, I have to bring him up, don't I? Let's get him up here. Get on up here, pal.
Oh, hi.
Oh hi, I'm gonna start from the back today.
Oh, well, that's not my fault.
Well,
I think it was.
congratulations, mate. Because you were, I spoke to you before the race, and you weren't exactly confident about your performance today. But I think you showed you had, well, you definitely had race leading pace. Let's say that much. And yeah, you held your own out there. But I think the safety cars played, like I said, both into yours and the Haas's favour in the end. Because those mediums towards the end of their second stint you had were looking a bit dodgy. Compared to the softs coming up behind you.
But they felt fine. It was just. I was just like, nah, he's too fucking quick. I felt fine. It was. I was more just like, oh my god, he's gonna get me. He's absolutely gonna get me. But nah. Fair play to the Hasses. They were both absolutely on it today, and I don't think.
Yeah,
I think if there was no safety cars, I think it might have been. I think it might have been a maybe. I might have won, but I think with just everything that was going on, it was always going to come down to at least something going on in the last couple of laps. And
yeah.
fair play to Anderson, I think
I mean,
played it absolutely perfectly.
four safety cars, and
Who the fuck
and
predicted that?
and the end stint being everyone on softs. I mean, strategy kind of just goes out the window at that point. So,
Yeah,
I think the not pitting on the first safety car turned out to be the right thing to do, just because of the amount of safety cars that came after it. So yeah, but the mediums after that would have been interesting to see if the softs died off at any point for the Hasses, if there was no safety cars, and then
that's what we
the
were expecting.
mediums.
Because even on our first stint, both me and Wilson, we did I think it was like 7 or 8 laps in. We were both on like 30%,
Yeah,
and we were just tires were they're about to go. So I think possibly we might have, unless they got like a second wind in their tires. I don't know, depending on how big of a gap the Hasses would have pulled on us if there was no final safety car. But no, pretty decent race.
yeah. I mean,
We're very happy with the 2-3.
you can't complain with that on your how many races did you not do? Like 3 or 4?
Huh?
When was the last time you raced? Bahrain?
Yeah, Bahrain, and then like 4 or 5 months. I've done in the past
Yeah,
like 6 months.
there you
I've
go.
done 2 races, and I've got P2 on one of them. So I'm not complaining.
Well,
Would have liked the win, but not
well, it
today.
was a great race from both you and Wilson. Both had great pace, and the double podium is nothing to be upset about, is it? So, congratulations and thank you for delivering, unlike Rolf van Loon. And yeah, well, hopefully I'll speak to you again at some point in a tier
Alright.
3 interview.
Well, we'll see about that one.
What does that mean?
Might just retire again.
Oh, again, yeah. And then you'll be
Yeah,
back
again.
in like 6 months.
Yeah, give it. I'll be back by Christmas. But nah.
All right,
Cool.
mate. Well, have a good night.
See you later,
Congrats.
Connor.
See you later, mate.
Wanker.
All right. That's nice of a minute. Okay, I'll do 2 more. And I've seen Logovic and Ethan Sargent's also had his hand up since he got in here. So I will bring him up first. Hello.
Hello.
How are we doing, mate?
I'm good actually, yeah. Pretty decent result, I would say, for me.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, P6, and after a very up and down race from the back of the grid as well.
Yeah,
10,
P16,
yeah,
not the
10
best place
places
to
and a
start.
3-stop race, if anything. I mean, the safety cars probably nullified the effect of those, but it's still a 3-stop race from you, and 10 positions gained in the end. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, there was so much going on this entire race, with the front 4 fighting it away, 4 safety cars, crashes left, right, and centre, that everyone has kind of merged into one. So I don't remember what happened in
Yeah.
anyone's races. I know that you had a pretty interesting fight. I think you were involved with like the Lugovic, Vasilev, Sharma little contact in the final stint when the second Lesmo. There was a moment of you guys going 3 wide, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh,
I think Vasily
yeah,
ran a little bit wide and like onto the gravel and stuff.
I yeah, I think I did. I had front wing damage for more than half the race, so I was, and it was on the right as well, so I was fighting as much as I could. But yeah, he just, I think on the straight, I don't know why, it just kind of slowed down, and then the Ferrari just went out on the outside, and I slowed in behind and just tried to stick with him really. Uh, but I don't think I would have got as high as I did if not as many people crashed out.
Yeah, I mean, both you guys, even your team principal was joking in chat about you guys being revived by all the safety cars, but it was still it's a quietly good result from you guys. Was it P6 and P9 in the end?
Something like that. Yeah, I think it was. Or
Yeah,
P8, I think.
Oh yeah, P6 and P8 for you and Blundy. Yeah, so it was a great result from you guys in the end. I think it was sort of like 12 points in the end.
Yeah.
So it's a good points haul as well from the Mercedes team today. Um, but is there anything else you want to touch on? Anything we might have missed in your race?
Um, Not really, because I was at the back of everything usually, and I just took it careful and just picked up on other people's mistakes and crashes and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and that's helped my race. Uh, I didn't try and send it on anyone in like turn one or so. I just broke a little bit earlier just to make sure I didn't get wing damage or just send it into the side of someone and take them out and get ruin my race as well.
Yeah. Well, in the end, a chaotic race always hands a point out to the people that don't take as many risks and just know that they're going to score points in the end. So, but yeah, providing great midfield battles as well. A lot of you. But yeah, I mean, thank you for hopping up here, mate. And
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
I'm sure we'll have you back up here again soon. But
Uh,
have a good night, mate, and
yeah.
speak to you soon.
All right, see you.
Okay, Legovic, I'll do your interview, and then I'm gonna call it there, guys.
Hello.
Welcome up. First of all, I mean, you led the Italian Grand Prix in a Ferrari. How do you feel?
Yes, I did. Oh, it's wonderful, mate.
Oh, is it
It's
like no other?
Oh no, I wasted my year at stat lab just trying to stay ahead.
Just
That
so you
was all I
led a
wanted.
lap in a Ferrari.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
fair enough. I respect that. I respect that. But 14th in qualifying. I'm sure you gained
Yeah, it was my best.
1 or 2 positions, I think, from that, if I'm not mistaken, in the
Um,
race. P30,
finished
13th in the race. 13th you started in the race. So then
Yes.
but then you got up to, well, you got up to P1, obviously, but you overtook
Mhm.
for the lead from second, I believe, on the restart. But then lost it to Bates on before the final safety car. Jesus, my brain is like mush right now. I can't remember anything. But yeah, you you gained the lead of the race, and then it all kind of came tumbling down after you got overtaken. I believe you had a spin, or I don't know if there was contact. I'm going to guess there was contact involved from where you were on the road, but
Yeah.
lost the front wing, brought out the last safety car, which kind of gave you a second shot in the race for the everyone going onto softs kind of thing.
Yeah.
But in the end, you gained a few more positions, got back up into P7, which is some great points from 13th on the grid. I believe you had a 3-second time penalty as well, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, I did.
So you lost. What did you lost there? I think you lost 3 positions.
No, I lost
2?
one position.
Oh, only 1. Okay,
Only one. Only one.
only 1. So you were P5 on the road. Oh no, P6 on the road. What am I about?
E6.
Which
Crossing
would have
the
been
line, yeah.
a great result, but I'm sure still P7. It's only 2
No,
points.
P7's great.
P
We take it.
P7's still only 2 points less, so good points there from you. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people in this league have led a lap in a Ferrari at the home Grand Prix, but I'm gonna say it's not many because I can't remember that ever happening. So you could be the first. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Alright.
But
Okay, not quoted. Nope, quoted. I'm clipping this now.
but yeah, I actually don't know if that's
TP.
if anyone can fact check me in chat, that would be great. But I had no idea. Yeah, I don't know, but I from what I know, I can't remember a moment where that happened. So you could very well be the first, and I'm sure everyone in Ferrari is going to be loving that and screenshotting that. Clip it all, Skalski.
Yep.
Um, but
Go.
but no, I mean a very solid race from you today. Unfortunate about the contact and can I ask
Yeah.
who was the contact with, by the way?
That brought out the final safety car.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was just me being an idiot.
Oh right.
Drop
Okay.
the throttle.
Okay. But you did have,
Yeah.
I believe, a few moments of like
Yeah.
wheel
So
banging and
it was the lap 1, turn 1. Had a really bad start off the line. Tried to be a bit adventurous, and I hit the back of an Alpine, I believe. Broke my
right.
wing, boxed. When I boxed, it didn't change the front wing, so I was running with a yellow wing for a little while. It
Right.
was not the best.
Yeah.
And then I kind of remember where I broke the wing again, man. It was just too hectic.
Yeah. To be fair, it's one of those around there. It's not the worst thing because you do get a little bit more straight line speed, but at the same time, if it's the wrong side of the wing or whatever, it can be pretty detrimental to your pace. But
Yeah, it was the left side, so
yeah.
wasn't too bad. The
Well,
Lesmos were a little bit hard to do.
Yeah, well, you still had a great recovery drive anyway. With the last safety car, you made up a good amount of roads. I believe did you get a double overtake on the moment that Vasilev and someone else got tangled up on the second Lesmo going down to
That was the
Ascari.
second Lesmo. Yeah, down to Ascari. I saw them spin. I whacked on the RS. Kind of just got in a slipstream of, I believe, the Aston. I
Right.
just tried to get as much ground as I could down to Ascari.
Yeah.
Just try and keep ahead of them.
Well, it was very entertaining to watch the whole like little midfield scraps that were going on, and
Everyone was mighty fast.
yeah, it was a pretty entertaining race. There was battles going on all down the grid. The front
No doubt.
battle was great, and then it was just kind of a lot of swapping and stuff going on. Monza always provides great racing,
Indeed it does.
but yeah, that was Monza. But yeah, well, congratulations on leading a lap for Ferrari
Thank you.
at Monza. I'm sure it won't happen in real life this year, so at least it's happened virtually.
Well, yeah. Something at least good.
For the Ferrari fans.
Don't know what else to say, man.
Well,
Yeah, well.
Well, I hope you have a good night, mate, and I hope to speak to you
You too,
again
mate. Have a
soon.
good
I'm
one.
sorry, by the way, I got very confused in qualifying. I was calling you Kosicula, your teammate, but I did get it fixed for the main race because I got confused because I don't actually have you on Steam. So if you can add me on Steam, that'd be great.
Yeah, no worries.
The friend
Yeah,
codes
I'll
thing.
add you now.
Yeah,
Yep,
alright,
I'll add you
sweet.
now.
But yeah, I won't.
No worries.
I apologize for that. All right. Well,
No, I looked after Quali. I saw messages in the chat, and I'm like, what was going on? No, it's all good, all good.
no, yeah, Jeff helped me out. He corrected me. So
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for
Alright,
hopping
have
up
a
here,
good one,
mate, and have
No
a
worries.
great night.
Take care.
See you. Okay, well, that was Monza. Monza is coming to a close. Next up is Hungary, I believe. Yes, Hungary, because it's changed from Las Vegas, which I wish there were. I don't know. I think we should just stick with Las Vegas personally. Anyway, if you want to see me cry and die and what have you, tune in on Friday night, 7 p.m. It's Tier 1 Hungary, and I doubt it's going to be a thriller, I can't lie, because Hungary is the most boring track known to man. Either way, tune in. I'm sure Duck will entice you all into a bit of commentary. But I'll speak to you probably next Wednesday when there's a Tier 2 race. No, Tier 3 race. What am I on about? I don't know anymore.